You know when you close your eyes, greetings. You know when you like talk while your eyes are closed while you're recording and then like just completely like forget that you're recording and then your screen times out and then like the recording stops. Anyway, I guess I should start by saying I want to start talking right now and say thank you for that comment, Day the Cutie. Thanks. Um, thanks. And I'll hope to see you soon, somewhere, somehow. Um, moving on. How do we do this? Because I expect a dream isn't just a personal one sometimes. Sometimes a dream is a shared one. And even though the details may be personal, the whole picture is gathered by the many. So many people are needed for the great dreams to be realized. So I'm just saying that perhaps we need to have a combined effort in terms of the things we are imagining and not just hole up in our houses alone, hoping for our own sense of self to solve them. Them meaning the fears, the problems, the issues in our society. And I'm a hypocrite in a way, in many ways. But I'm in a room, my designated room, locked up with my thoughts, with my devices, with my technology devices, and my mind and my bed and I have my own routine in a way. So it's almost like that's what I'm depending on. The thing that's kind of like abhorring me right now. If you don't know the meaning of the word abhor, you want me to search that meaning for you? Oh gracious, oh gracious, oh gracious. The thing that is abhorring me. Hmm. Listen, yeah. The thing that is abhorring me, right? Generally, the meaning of abhor is like disgusting or like, oh, okay, to feel hatred or loathing for. I don't know if that's the word for me right now, but the thing that's abhorring me has been forgotten. Um, the thing I'd like to talk about is how we are able to come together online. Um, because there is a fear that the freedom we have will be taken away, will be used in some control mechanism to control our minds, our decisions, uh, to our regulations, our what I mean, like just to govern our thoughts and our actions. And I think the world is a funny joke. It's like a funny joke that isn't so funny when you're sitting prettily, but gets to be you know a funny situation when you're high up and enjoying your ego, which is your image, your personality, or your facade, or your situation. Because ideally, we'd all be one, right? What does that entail? What does that even, I mean, what does one look at us? I mean, what does one look like? It is a conglomeration of our thoughts. Okay? A conglomeration of our thoughts. One. Let me not do that. Let me do this. Watch. Bang. Are you mad? Select all. Paste. Listen. The date is 20/11/2020. I've already done the maths and whittled all those numbers down to 8. If you know about numerology, then you will know that you just keep adding the numbers together until they form some, I don't know, 2-digit number basically, or 3-digit number, and then you add those numbers together as well and keep adding them down until they form a single digit. And then the single digit can be used to, denote some random events in our time, or can be related to what their universal law of the number is
Battery 50%.
related with. So anyway, oh, it's 7:28 seconds. I generally like wanted to do these and make them like short and snappy, but the very first one I did, as you saw, if you saw, my bad. This laptop likes to just connect to my Bluetooth speakers, like on its own. You know what I mean? When you're just like trying to sleep and you get to that like corner before the veil of the sleep, and then you hear hello, whatever, connecting. Like you literally just like, I don't know. You shiver. You just shiver our thoughts. Anyway, really, out there. Am I there yet? No. I didn't mean thoughts because. Okay, cool. So, for me, yeah, it's kind of like this. Thoughts. I might just have to connect this thing to my Bluetooth speaker so that it stops making noise. Because you know what I mean? This thing likes to try me. Alright. The first thing is, first intention here is not to reveal too much online. The second thing I was going to say is that thoughts are scattered, or meaning they're varied. Okay. Right. So let's just do them in Roman numerals. For those of you who don't know about Roman numerals, this is Roman numerals. So that's 1 and that's 2. That's 2. That's 1. So not to reveal too much online, thoughts are scattered / varied. What am I saying? They are individual. They're individually tailored, or they are like, you know how like someone can give two people the same ingredients and the meals will just be completely different, but they are the same ingredients being used, but the cooks are different. So information are the ingredients, and the cooks are all of us, and we are all cooking together, individually, but we have a plan to add our dishes to the main table, or to the round table, let's just say. So let's change this and call it the main thing is, yeah, finding places and spaces for us to live, to breathe, to grow as our communities do so, to do so as our communities. And our will, as our one denotes, is to come together to appreciate the oneness. Now, that doesn't mean necessarily like to necessarily to lose one's way or to lose one's individual behavior, but I think it's more like a recognition that war and peace aren't the opposites we deem them to be. For example, war and peace. It's like for there to be peace, there must be war. But a war is only a misunderstanding, um, or a miscommunication, or a want to achieve a greater thing, and the thing you're warring against is preventing you from achieving that thing. So you war to get more, I think, generally. Um, but if we obtain this mentality, then we'll be fine. So right now, there is a war on our minds, our privacy, our information. As if something wants to control how we cook our ingredients. Because we have our own mind, our own will, and they are subject to be a chaos of sorts. And chaos is the antithesis, or chaos. Chaos is the antithesis. I've now forgotten what that word means. But like it's basically the opposite of of our cities. Now by cities, yeah, I generally mean, yeah, places of the order in which technology has become a rampant factor. It's like a definition. back in the day, I think a definition of a city, yeah. Um, Back in the day, it was like if you have a cathedral or something. If you have a cathedral, then you are. What am I saying? If you have a cathedral, yeah, then you have then you're a city. A city is not can be according to the functional definition. A city is not distinguished by the size of it. Also, large pollution. Right. So anyway, people have their definitions, and if all the more people who have, who share the same language, who share our definitions, right? You're likely to have or create a stronger, like, I guess, message to the rest of the world. And so this is what I'm trying to define for you, for us, right now. Is that if there is one message, then we can take over other messages. So English can take over the Chinese message, for example. This is the war. The languages create the illusions of separateness. Because if you imagine, yeah, if we didn't actually speak with our languages, or shall I deep that a little bit? Languages are everything. Like we call that a stone. We name him our brother. We say he is a boy. We say boys wear blue. We say blue is the sky and the sea. We say the sea is deep. And it is a shallow topic. You see that? You hear that? What I mean is, all of this in a different language or in a different culture, but let's just stick with the language thing for now. All of this in a different language would be a different situation. However, I'm pretty sure that there would be pretty much the same things. But I guess when you now start to say things like boys should open their legs when they sit on a train, not cross them over like women do. You get a historical context there where women are told to close their legs, but men should have them more open. This is, I guess, based in the idea that, men have penises, and so would be more wanting to have their legs open for their space, you know? And so, anyway, stuff like that. Or rather, the clock is at 1 p.m. now, whereas it's at, I don't know, 7 a.m. in the United States. These are facts based on our ideas of the time we have set. So, in conclusion, the time is in our language. If there was no language, right? Hold on. If there was no language, there would be no meaning, or rather, no canon. Canon is like an like a collection. You know what I mean? There will be no collection of meanings. Is this not what history is? So when we think of the past, we think in terms of language. We categorize. We language. We categorize with a language fueled mind. I like what happened there. With you know what I mean? With a language fueled mind. So we see then as then, and now as then, and now as now. And now as soon will be. But more so that this happened on the 22nd of November 2018 at this center in this time, blah 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 blah, all the kind of stuff basically. So what I'm saying is, if there was no language, you wouldn't be able to do that. You wouldn't be able to categorize the things you so want to categorize, because all of a sudden you would just be living in a inexplicable time. The last thing I did, was uploaded yesterday, and I don't know if I want to keep. Anyway, so therefore, more so, what am I trying to say? Separateness. Language keeps us separate. So we undo or we redo. That's it.